what I don't understand about a lot of the radical environmentalists who care about Earth impact the most is how do you view hundreds of acres worth of solar panels in the countryside or wherever it is, or hundreds of square miles of wind turbines? How do you view that as impact on the Earth? And do you acknowledge that these to build these things and get the same amount of energy as you would with, say, a nuclear plant or a gas plant takes about 10 times more physical material excavated from the Earth? Mm-hmm. They leave that part out.
It's weird because, in a sense, like the better element of those, I wouldn't say the environmentalists, but the better people will say, like, I'm willing to do that if it gets us clean, cheap energy without impacting climate. And I'm sympathetic. That's a big if, right? Because I don't, for the reasons I've explained, doesn't actually get you replacement energy because it doesn't give you reliable energy. It gives you parasitical, supplemental energy. But like the pro-human view is, yes, if wind turbines were really superior, it's worth taking up a lot of land for them. But I think your point is these people who think that it's intrinsically wrong for us to impact Earth are supporting the thing that, in terms of direct impact on Earth, does the most. Mm-hmm. And I think the way I think of it is the advocacy of solar and wind, again, is not sincere. So it's not sincere because it's not a real alternative, but it's not sincere in that they don't actually support it in practice. Because again, it requires unbelievable amounts of mining, it requires huge laying of transmission lines, it requires these massive construction projects. And look what's happening already. All these green groups locally oppose these things. And I think Elon has talked about, I think he estimated it was either 100 or 1,000 times more lithium mining. Do you think the environmental movement is on board with 100 or 1,000 times more lithium mining? You can barely, so it's insincere. So I think of it as the modern environmental movement has only supported one form of energy ever, which is imaginary energy. It's always the thing, they oppose the energy of the present and they claim to support this replacement. But look at what happens if it works. They supported nuclear, then they opposed it when it worked. Yeah. They supported natural gas for a long time. And then when it really started proliferating, they called it fracking and said it's evil. And so with solar and wind, if solar and wind really proliferated, they would say it's terrible.